Mr. Thompson was no ordinary surveyor. He was known throughout the region for his meticulous attention to detail and unwavering dedication to his craft. With a well-worn map in one hand and a compass in the other, he had spent years charting the hidden wonders of the landscape. His reputation was built on accuracy, having successfully mapped valleys, rivers, and mountains, each stroke of his pencil reflective of his passion for exploration. As he stood at the edge of a vast canyon, Mr. Thompson felt a thrill run through him. This canyon was unlike any he had encountered before, its towering cliffs and winding paths promising new discoveries. He often thought of himself as a storyteller, revealing nature's secrets through his maps. Each curve and contour he recorded added to the tale of the land. On this particular day, the sun hung high in the sky, casting shadows that danced across the rocky surfaces. Birds soared overhead, their calls echoing in the crisp air. Mr. Thompson took a deep breath, ready to begin another chapter in his surveying career. He meticulously set up his instruments, feeling confident that this mapping would be just as accurate as all his previous work. But little did he know that this canyon held a secret that would challenge everything he thought he knew about surveying, and perhaps even about nature itself. As evening approached, strange whispers seemed to drift through the air, hinting at changes that were about to unfold in ways he could never have imagined. With his heart racing, Mr. Thompson prepared for the mapping project ahead. The canyon he was about to survey was recently discovered, and it promised to reveal countless hidden wonders. He envisioned steep cliffs, winding pathways, and perhaps even secret caves waiting to be explored. The prospect filled him with a mix of excitement and determination. There was no telling what treasures lay nestled within the canyon's depths. Mr. Thompson set up his portable equipment on a flat rock near the canyon's edge. He carefully unfolded his map and marked the starting point, each movement deliberate as he thought through his strategy. He would measure angles and distances, capturing every detail to create an accurate representation of this uncharted territory. Yet, he understood that mapping a canyon posed unique challenges. Its sheer cliffs could block sightlines, and sudden drops could lead him astray. As the sun began its descent in the sky, he took stock of his surroundings. The vibrant colors of sunset painted the canyon walls in golden hues. It was a breathtaking sight. Mr. Thompson felt inspired and humbled by nature's artistry. But amid this beauty lay uncertainty. What if the terrain was more treacherous than he expected? What if unexpected changes occurred while he was mapping? This thrill of adventure pushed him onward, igniting a fire within him as he took his first steps into the deep canyon below. As Mr. Thompson began his mapping, he couldn't shake the feeling that something was off about the canyon. At first, it was just a nagging sensation in his gut, but soon, strange occurrences started to unfold around him. The weather shifted unexpectedly. Bright sunshine would suddenly give way to dark clouds that seemed to roll in from nowhere. Rain would pour for a few moments before vanishing, leaving the ground dry as if it had never happened. Local legends echoed in his mind as he recalled stories he'd heard before heading into the canyon. Elders spoke of mysterious forces at play, claiming that the land had its own spirit, capable of changing shape and temperament overnight. Some villagers even whispered about strange lights flickering deep within the canyon at night, leading many to believe it was a haunted place. One evening, while taking notes, Mr. Thompson swore he heard soft murmurs carried by the wind. He paused and listened intently, feeling both intrigued and uneasy. The whispers seemed to weave tales of lost explorers and hidden treasures, but also warnings of danger that lay ahead. As these uncanny phenomena continued, Mr. Thompson felt an urgent need to proceed with caution. These signs hinted at a reality where nature was unpredictable and filled with mysteries waiting to be uncovered. Mysteries that could very well redefine everything he thought he knew about surveying and the natural world around him. As night fell over the canyon, Mr. Thompson decided to set up camp near the edge, where he could get an early start on his mapping. The sky was painted in deep shades of purple and blue, with stars beginning to twinkle overhead. He pitched his tent on a flat patch of ground, taking care to ensure it was secure against any sudden gusts of wind that seemed to swirl around him. The air had grown cooler, and he wrapped himself in a warm jacket as he prepared a small meal over his portable stove. Despite the soothing sounds of nature, the rustling leaves and distant calls of nocturnal animals, an uneasy feeling lingered in his chest. He glanced at the canyon walls, their shadows stretching ominously in the moonlight. As he ate, Mr. Thompson's thoughts drifted to the strange happenings of the day. The whispers and the sudden weather changes played like a loop in his mind. Suddenly, a low rumble echoed through the canyon, causing him to pause mid-bite. He looked up, eyes wide with curiosity and concern. The ground beneath him felt alive, as if the very earth was shifting. Just then, he noticed that the cliffs appeared to be changing shape under the pale moonlight. It was subtle but unmistakable. Features that had been sharp were now softer, almost fluid. Mr. Thompson's heart raced as he realized that something extraordinary, and possibly dangerous, was happening right before his eyes. Little did he know that by morning, everything he believed about the canyon would be forever altered. The following morning, Mr. Thompson awoke to a landscape transformed by the night's mysterious events. As he stepped out of his tent, a sense of unease washed over him. The canyon looked different, and so did his compass. When he pulled it from his backpack, he noticed the needle spinning erratically, refusing to settle on any direction. Glancing at the canyon walls that had shifted overnight, he felt a wave of doubt wash over him. Was it possible that the very magnetic forces had changed? He shook the compass gently, hoping to reset its function. But no matter how he held it, the needle continued to dance wildly. As he began his mapping process anew, he found himself second-guessing every angle and distance he tried to calculate. Without reliable navigation tools, uncertainty gnawed at him. The once familiar art of surveying now felt daunting. Each step seemed to lead him deeper into a world where the rules did not apply. Caught between instinct and technology, Mr. Thompson felt frustration building within him. How could he trust his eyes when even his compass betrayed him? With shadows playing tricks in the shifting light and whispers echoing in his mind, he wrestled with fear. Was this canyon truly alive, altering everything he believed about surveying and navigation? With determination ignited by confusion and fear, Mr. Thompson set out once again, navigating through doubt as well as the terrain itself. An explorer trapped in a puzzle that twisted nature's very laws. As Mr. Thompson ventured deeper into the canyon, a sense of dread began to bubble beneath his surface. The enticing beauty of its walls now felt foreboding under the weight of mystery. He paused to examine the cliffs that once stood majestically tall, expecting to find familiar shapes. Instead, he was met with a shocking sight. One of the large cliffs at the canyon's edge had shifted overnight. Staring in disbelief, he rubbed his eyes, convinced that he must be mistaken. But as he circled around, it became clearer. The contours he had meticulously mapped were all wrong. What used to be a defined cliff now seemed to lean inward, the rock face smooth and unyielding where jagged edges had existed before. The landscape had transformed drastically, as though nature itself had decided to play a trick on him. Panic surged through him as he pulled out his sketchbook, frantically flipping through pages to find his last measurements. The evidence was right there in front of him. His earlier notes represented a totally different topography. His mind raced with questions. How could this happen? Was it the whispers he'd heard or the legends of the locals coming to fruition? Mr. Thompson's heart raced, confusion mixed with fear as he realized this wasn't just an uncharted area anymore. It was an unpredictable entity that altered itself overnight, challenging his very understanding of mapping and surveying. As the world around him shifted, he felt a pressing urgency to decipher its secrets before they slipped through his fingers like sand. Determined to understand the mystery surrounding the shifting canyon, Mr. Thompson set out to gather more information. He decided to visit the nearby village, where he hoped the locals could shed light on the legends he had heard. With each step toward the town, his curiosity fueled his resolve. He needed answers. Upon arriving, he approached a small group of villagers gathered around a wooden bench. Their faces were weathered, etched with lines that told stories of hard work and long lives. Mr. Thompson introduced himself and explained his purpose, eager to listen to their tales. Initially hesitant, they exchanged glances before one elder spoke up. recounting stories of the canyon's unpredictable nature. "It's alive, you know," she said, her voice steady but filled with awe. "Every few generations, it shifts and changes. It has a spirit that cannot be tamed." The other villagers nodded in agreement, sharing stories of past explorers who had ventured too close and been confused by the terrain's sudden alterations. Intrigued, Mr. Thompson took notes as they spoke about strange lights and whispers that echoed through the canyon at night, suggesting that something otherworldly was at play. He felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. The legends were intertwined with warnings that he couldn't ignore. After gathering what he could from the villagers, Mr. Thompson visited the local library, poring over old maps and documents about the canyon's history. Each piece of information brought him closer to unraveling the truth behind the mysterious changes. A truth that might reshape not only his understanding of surveying but also the very fabric of nature itself. After thorough research and conversations with the villagers, Mr. Thompson began to form a clearer picture of the forces at work in the canyon. He returned to the cliff that had shifted, where he examined the rock formations more closely. As he studied the smooth surfaces and unusual angles, he noticed subtle fissures that ran through the stone, evidence of natural geological shifts that could explain the cliff's movement. However, a deeper part of him still clung to the tales he had heard. The villagers spoke of a guardian spirit that watched over the canyon, capable of stirring the earth when angered or disturbed. As he pondered this idea, a mixture of science and folklore began to flourish in his mind. Could it be that both natural phenomena and local legend were intertwined, creating a unique harmony that governed this landscape? Determined to find out more, Mr. Thompson climbed higher up the cliff, searching for any signs of what might have caused the upheaval. He discovered ancient petroglyphs etched into the rock face, symbols that seemed to tell stories of harmony between nature and the spirits. It dawned on him that these illustrations held clues about respecting the land and recognizing its power. With this revelation, Mr. Thompson felt a sense of purpose igniting within him. He understood now that his mapping was not just about documenting physical features but also about honoring the relationship between nature and those who lived alongside it. The truth behind the canyon was a blend of geology and magic, and he was determined to share this newfound understanding with others. As Mr. Thompson reflected on his incredible journey through the canyon, he felt a profound sense of humility wash over him. This experience had transformed his understanding of nature from a mere collection of maps and measurements to a complex tapestry woven with life, energy, and mystery. He recognized that nature was not just a backdrop for his surveying work. It was a living entity with its own whims and powers. The lessons he learned were clear. The unpredictability of the environment demanded respect and awareness. The shifting cliff, once a source of confusion and fear, became a symbol of the dynamic forces at play in the world around him. Mr. Thompson now understood that every rock and whisper held a story that deserved to be heard. He resolved to approach his mapping with a new mindset, one that honored the intricate balance between human exploration and the natural world. The petroglyphs he discovered reminded him of the need to listen to local wisdom, bridging the gap between modern science and ancient tradition. With each step he took in the canyon, he would carry the knowledge that surveying was not simply about precision but also about fostering a connection with the land. His purpose expanded beyond creating accurate maps. It was now about sharing the importance of respecting and preserving nature's beauty and power. As he prepared to leave the canyon behind, Mr. Thompson felt grateful for the lessons learned. He was determined to use this newfound understanding to inspire others, ensuring that future explorers approached the wilderness with both curiosity and reverence. Back in his office, Mr. Thompson felt a blend of excitement and nervousness as he prepared to share his journey with fellow surveyors at a conference. The stories of the shifting canyon and its lessons had transformed his perspective, and he was eager to inspire others to embrace both curiosity and caution in their own work. As he stood before the attentive audience, he recounted how the canyon had challenged not only his skills but also his understanding of nature itself. He shared vivid anecdotes about the strange occurrences, the whispers in the wind and the petroglyphs that told tales of balance between humans and the environment. His words painted a picture of a landscape filled with hidden wonders and valuable lessons. Mr. Thompson emphasized the importance of respecting the unpredictability of nature. He encouraged his peers to approach their surveying work with an open mind, ready to adapt and learn from the environment around them. Every journey is an opportunity for discovery, he said, urging them to remain vigilant for surprises that could reshape their perspectives. As he concluded his talk, Mr. Thompson felt a sense of fulfillment wash over him. He had come full circle, from a surveyor focused solely on precision to a storyteller sharing insights about interconnectedness with nature. In that moment, he hoped to ignite a spark of curiosity in others, reminding them that every cliff, every whisper, and every moment in the wild holds potential for profound discovery. This newfound respect for nature would guide their work as they ventured into uncharted territories together.